that for your own safety. So if you see people who are talking about creating trouble, who are look like they are creating trouble, right? If they are armed and are looking to create.
Live from Michigan Avenue, this is Fox 32's Good Day Chicago.
It is a cold start to our Sunday morning, but hopefully it's going to get warmer later today. Mark's going to have an update on the forecast in just a bit. Millions of people all over the U.S. and in Chicago taking part in the No Kings protest. And for the first time in 2 decades, the Fighting Illini are playing in the Final Four. How about that? Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, March 29th. Thanks for joining Mark and I for Good Day Chicago on this Sunday.
Morning.
Fighting Illini, how about that?
That's pretty exciting stuff, isn't
that cool? I think they said it's been since like 2005 that they went.
You know, that is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I just love seeing good things happen on the campaign.
Yeah. And I have to say, I walked out the door this morning. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a little cool, but I could tell it's going to be milder today, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what? It was a lot warmer this morning than it was this time yesterday morning. Yesterday morning we had temperatures in the 20s, and this morning we're in pretty good shape. Check out this picture, a little sunshine coming our way. Going to be partly cloudy skies today and tomorrow. 2 of the nicest days we've had in a while, although we've had a few nice days. We have some sunshine along with temperatures in the 70s today. We'll be back into the 70s again tomorrow as well, and you can see just a pretty dramatic, beautiful shot of the city as we look down the lake. Forecast high temperatures today look like this. We've got temperatures in the 60s, north, south, east, west, mostly the middle 60s, 65 degrees at O'Hare, 64 degrees at Midway, 65 degrees at Morris, and 64 degrees in Rockford coming up today. A few clouds. We just showed you the picture outside. This is what the satellite pic looks like. Kind of a combination between cloud cover and some sunshine, and there may be times where those clouds totally blot out much of the sunshine today, but let's call it partly cloudy overall today. Temperature starting out very much on the mild side, 42 degrees at O'Hare, 41 degrees at Midway, 38 along the lake, 39 degrees at Aurora. Other than those temperatures, most of us are in the 40s this morning. 43 at Joliet, 40 degrees in Morris, and 45 degrees in Waukegan. Again, going up the daytime highs in the 70s. It looks like an outstanding spring day. We've got a combination between some clouds, some sunshine around Chicago. Winds have been fairly light, everything flowing in from the south, a little bit from the southwest, mostly from the south. Those winds will pick up a little bit later on this morning, but right now, generally speaking, just about everybody is under 10-mile-per-hour winds. We will see, again, warmth again tomorrow, more sunshine with temperatures back into the 70s, more 70s on Tuesday, but there's a chance of some showers and thunderstorms coming on Tuesday. We'll talk more about that in a moment.
All right, thanks for that, Mark. Thousands of people packed the streets of Chicago and nearby suburbs for the No Kings protest from Evanston to downtown Chicago to Elk Grove. You could see it and hear it. Terrence Lee reports the crowds, signs, and chants all aimed at federal policy and what protesters say is just too much power in one place.
You hear how this starts, not with anger first, but with community, people singing together. And that energy spread across Evanston, downtown Chicago, and Elk Grove Saturday.
No more ice and no more war.
Then the shift from lyrics to demands. These No King rallies are part of a national movement with thousands of events across all 50 states. Organizers say they are pushing back on immigration crackdowns, war overseas, and what they see as expanding executive power. Evanston Mayor Daniel Biss frames it as a response to what protesters say has changed.
Things have gotten worse, and our reaction is to stand up stronger. Our reaction is to fight back louder.
And louder is what you heard in Grant Park. That is where the largest crowd gathered before marching through the city. Speakers, including Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, tied this moment to issues many of you say you're dealing with: access to health care, rising gas prices, and airport delays.
It's about the power of the people. And here in the city of Chicago, we believe in protecting every single person in this city.
That focus on power showed up across stages, and it's where some of the sharpest criticism landed.
Because it didn't make our country safer to throw tear gas into a crowd of parents walking their kids in costumes for Halloween. Shooting Marimar Martinez 5 times and calling her a domestic terrorist was not standing up for justice.
Less safe is how Illinois Comptroller Susana Mendoza described federal actions here. Others, like Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, pointed to the decisions coming out of Washington.
We are so distressed with what he's doing right now and the war that he has created, wars that he wants to create.
That range of concerns defines these rallies. The White House dismissed them, with a spokesperson calling them Trump derangement therapy sessions and not representative of most Americans. But organizers point to the scale. Thousands here, millions nationwide.
It's important to show that you're not alone in your feelings, right? Because, all of this can be so overwhelming and isolating.
That idea keeps coming up from one city to the next. This is about presence, about being counted.
Show me what democracy looks like!
And that word democracy sits at the center of all of this, not as a theory, but as something different generations say they must defend.
History, man.
Yeah.
We want to be part of it. We want to have our voice heard. So that's why we're here.
And it wasn't just in Chicago. No Kings protests were held in cities across the country. In Dallas, police ran into both protesters and counter-protesters in the downtown area. It got loud, people clashed, and police say it turned combative. Thousands turned out in New York City criticizing President Trump and his policies. Some big names showed up as well, including Reverend Al Sharpton and actor Robert De Niro.
Anytime we accept a president that can decide to close airports and say that he does not care that people that voted for him are lined up 3 and 4 hours to get their children to spring break. He wants to first make you vote on a bill that would rob us of our voter protection.
The concept of no kings is a great rallying cry and hugely successful as millions of us have answered the call. I support this movement 150%.
Yeah.
But when the crowds are chanting no kings, what I'm really hearing, as we all know, is no Trump.
St. Paul, Minnesota was the site of a massive No Kings protest as well. It had about 100,000 people there. Demonstrators were seen talking against President Trump's policies and demanding justice for Renee Good and Alex Pretty. Both were killed in shooting incidents involving federal agents. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and singer Bruce Springsteen were among the speakers at that one.
When the wannabe dictator in the White House sent his untrained aggressive thugs to do damage to Minnesota, it was you, Minnesota, who stood up for your neighbors, who stood up for decency.
Well, this past winter, federal troops brought death and terror to the streets of Minneapolis. Well, they picked the wrong city.
People will rise.
No Kings protests were also held in Boston, New York City, Los Angeles, and Atlanta. Talks to end the war in the Middle East are continuing this morning. Top diplomats gathering in Pakistan to discuss how to stop the fighting. Unfortunately, there were few signs of progress as Israel and the U.S. keep launching strikes on Iran. Tehran responded by firing missiles and drones across that region. Both the U.S. and Israel were not part of the peace talks. So far, more than 3,000 people have been killed in the war. Family and friends came together to remember the Loyola student who was shot and killed last week. Family and friends holding a vigil for Sheridan Gorman in her hometown, Yorktown Heights, New York. Her family also held a private memorial. Gorman was shot and killed while she was out with friends near Toby Prince Park last week. Police charge Jose Medina with first-degree murder. Immigration officials say Medina came to the U.S. from Venezuela without permission. Medina is in jail without bail. In Woodstock, a semi-truck flipped over on Route 120. That happened at about 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Firefighters and police showed up to the scene. Asphalt and fluids were all over the roadways. The driver got out on his own, and paramedics checked him out. He is expected to be okay. The Fighting Illini heading to the Final Four after beating Iowa in the Elite Eight. They were trailing the Hawkeyes by 4 at halftime, and then Illinois took over in that second half. Keaton Wagler finishing the game with 25 points. Illinois wins 71-59. Illini coach Brad Underwood gave some respect to the Hawkeyes during the post-game conference.
My hat's off to Iowa. Great run. Great season. They're extremely well coached. They got a great player in Bennett Sturts. They threw the first punch. They bloodied us. Their physicality was very well noted. I thought after the first 5 minutes we settled in, even though we missed some shots. And then I thought our physicality and our purpose in the start of the second half was really good.
This is the Fighting Illini's first Final Four since 2005. Coming up, a sinkhole, this one not on the road, but in someone's backyard, and it swallowed up the family dog before a rescue involving pepperoni saves the day and the dog. We'll explain.
Get your
Welcome back. It's 7:13. We are learning new details this morning in the rollover crash investigation involving Tiger Woods. He was recently freed on bail after he was arrested for DUI. Mark Meredith has the latest on this investigation.
Tiger Woods spent about 8 hours behind bars in this jail behind me. He was released on bail, but has yet to talk publicly about his situation, even as questions are growing not only about this criminal case, but the future of his golfing career. Late Friday, the Martin County Sheriff's Office released Woods' latest mugshot. This is the second time the 50-year-old had been arrested for DUI. Police say Woods had passed a breathalyzer test, but also appeared to be under the influence of either medication or drugs.
He is cooperative, but he was not trying to incriminate himself. So he was careful in what he said and didn't say. And when it came time again for the test, the urine test at the jail, he stopped that.
Investigators admit they do not know how fast Woods was traveling at the time of this crash, but they believe he attempted to pass a pressure cleaning truck on a 2-lane road. Woods' car, a Land Rover SUV, clipped the back of the truck and basically flipped over. Friday's accident appearing much less severe compared to one that happened in February of 2021 when the golfer was severely injured after his SUV flipped while the athlete was rushing to a photo shoot in California. Woods was not accused of DUI in that crash, but he faced charges after being found asleep at the wheel back in 2017. That also happened near his Florida home. On Friday, President Trump, who is close with Tiger Woods, addressed the situation.
I feel so badly. He's got some difficulty. There was an accident, and that's all I know. Very close friend of mine. He's an amazing person, amazing man.
The sheriff's office admits that Woods is a celebrity, but they've also gone to great lengths this weekend to insist he was not getting any special treatment. We've yet to learn what this may mean for Tiger's plans for the upcoming Augusta National Golf Tournament, the Masters. In Stuart, Florida, Mark Meredith, Fox News.
Some Chicago teenagers spent their Saturday at Navy Pier having a good time while looking for jobs. They had music, games, food, and giveaways, but they also had tables set up with job applications and resources. Mayor Johnson says it was a chance to start making summer plans with people ready to help.
This means everything for our young people. As I said from the very beginning, we have to invest in our young people as they find purpose. It allows for them to have far more productive lives.
And this was just the beginning because there will be more signups across the city this spring.
Every little bit adds up to an incredible amount. And it gives our athletes not only the sports that they participate in, it's also health training and athlete leadership, and it's year-round.
Officers from the Chicago Police Department's 22nd District held their annual polar plunge this weekend on the south side. People were seen jumping into ice-cold water to raise money for Special Olympics in Illinois. According to Special Children's Charities, more than $1.6 million has been raised for Special Olympics Illinois so far this year. The old dunk tank. Have you done that?
Yes.
I know you have. You've done it all.
Yesterday would not have been a great warm day to do that, right? We had temperatures largely in the 40s, and I don't think they put warm water in there, do they?
No, I don't think so. But is there ever a warm day for a polar plunge in Chicago?
Only like maybe July 28th,
maybe.
Right?
July 28th at 7:02.
That's a very specific date, isn't it? Well, if you're plunging this morning, and you know, we've got our guy that plunges every day in Chicago. Goes out to the lakefront. We've talked to him not that long ago. Every single day, that is commitment. Well, today, a little bit of sunshine along the lake, and you can see things are pretty dry, pretty quiet across most of the Midwest. A little bit of sunshine. We do have some clouds in the mix here as we go throughout the morning, and we'll see clouds from time to time as we go from partly cloudy back to mostly cloudy today. The good news is temperatures today up to around the middle 60s, 64 degrees. Our target daytime high temperature here in Chicago, back into the 50s at 8 o'clock at night. Even 8 o'clock, we're still holding on to 57 degrees, which is well above average. So mid-60s today, mid-70s tomorrow on Monday, mid and upper 70s on Tuesday. We'll have a few showers and thunderstorms, and some have the potential to be stronger on Tuesday, but we still have those mild temperatures before those temperatures tumble down into the 40s Wednesday and Thursday. Then we're back on Friday above average up to 56, into the 60s next weekend, and then it's like a roller coaster, up, down, 49 degrees on Sunday, 48 degrees on Monday, then back into the 60s as we go Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of the following week. So right now things are pretty quiet. Winds pretty calm. We're under 10-mile-per-hour winds this hour. Daytime highs up into the 60s today. Overnight tonight down into the 50s for overnight low temperatures, which is about what our normal daytime high is, and then back into the 70s tomorrow with, again, partly cloudy skies. A great-looking forecast overall.
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks, Mark. Okay, take a look at this. A yellow lab gets rescued from a 12-foot deep sinkhole. This opened up in her owner's backyard in Massachusetts, and crews were called in to stabilize the area, but it was just too dangerous for the firefighters to go down that hole. So what do you do when you have a dog that you have to rescue from a sinkhole, Mark Stroh.
You call a rescue dog, another dog, no?
Another one, and maybe involve a little pepperoni.
Oh.
Apparently, with the help of pepperoni, they were able, that's not the name of another dog, that's actually pepperoni. They were able to get the dog close enough to them so they could grab the dog and pull it out of that sinkhole. It did take about 2 hours, but he is safe. Boy, that's scary, huh?
You know, there are so many problems in life that can be solved with encased meat.
Encased meat or pepperoni,
Yeah,
right?
pepperoni goes a long ways, right?
I like a good pepperoni.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Anyway, the puppy's fine.
The puppy's
in case
fine.
You were worried.
And he got the pepperoni, and everybody's happy.
Yeah. Wow, can you imagine that's in your own backyard?
Yeah, you know, we're seeing more and more of these stories,
right?
It seems like, where the ground just kind of opens up. Well, weightlifting is not a traditional sport for children in elementary school, but check out this 9-year-old girl, Lucy Milgram, went viral earlier this month after deadlifting 180 pounds in a competition in Ohio. 180 pounds. That's significant. She says she started lifting weights after seeing her parents work out at the gym. Lucy's goal is to one day become an Olympic gold medalist. She is well on her way.
Is that young to be lifting weights that heavy in your little bones?
You know, we'll have to talk to a pediatrician about that.
180 pounds, that's impressive.
Yeah, that's you know what? I don't care who you are in her class. There's no boys going up pulling her ponytails.
That's
right?
pretty impressive. Okay. Was your daughter ever a Hannah Montana fan? You remember Hannah
think
Montana?
Back in the day,
they were. So this is a dream come true for all Hannah Montana fans. Yes, fans of the Disney Channel show now have the chance to walk through the closet of Miley Cyrus's iconic character. That's because Airbnb and Disney have partnered up for the unique opportunity. The recognizable closet includes the familiar glittering looks, bold accessories, and style moments from the sitcom. The home will be available for 10 one-night stays from April 6th through the 16th in Malibu. It's all part of a celebration for the 20th anniversary of Hannah Montana. And I have to tell you, I am so excited about this because my daughter was a huge Hannah Montana fan. And I actually saw her in concert twice.
No kidding.
Because I had to take her.
You were the mom.
I was the mom that took her. And let's see, the first time it was Hannah Montana and the Cheetah Girls. Do you remember the Cheetah Girls? Okay.
No.
So everybody, the Cheetah Girls were the profile act, but Hannah Montana really was the draw.
She was the thing.
Yeah. So I always say to people, I want to see Miley Cyrus in concert because I think Miley Cyrus has such a beautiful voice.
Right.
But I've seen Hannah Montana twice.
Yeah. That's pretty spectacular. You know, you get a gold star for being an awesome mom.
Yeah, I saw some.
So Hannah Montana, did they ever say where that took place? Was it Malibu?
You know, I don't know because I didn't watch that closely, but the whole reunion thing they're doing is super fun. And for children of that generation who were huge fans, they've been going nuts. People have been posting things on social, you know, just it brings back memories. It's nostalgia for them.
That was a big hit for the Disney Channel.
It was,
really, Disney Channel was, you know, just really got rolling at that point.
High School Musical and everything. What's your most nostalgic show that you can remember from being a kid?
Well,
ours were different.
Ray Rayner, you know, that appeared here in Chicago. Ray Rayner was everything in the morning because you know, that's how you knew what time it was to go to school, and you know, you had some really iconic
you have to dig some of those up
that were on there.
Does it warm your heart to see that now?
Well, I don't really see you know, much of Ray. Ray's shows. You know, I don't see.
Go on YouTube.
I'm
I was going to say they're all there.
I'm sure they're
all there.
But yeah, Ray, a local show. Every market had their own little local show.
Yeah, I remember even in Lawton, Oklahoma, we had our own local show. It was and oftentimes though they were like spooky people, like here, like Svengoolie, right? Yes, we had. I think that was for late night, like movies or something. Yeah.
Well, they've got just about everything you can imagine in Las Vegas, and that includes a high-tech version of man's best friend. Meet the drone dog. It works at Madame Tussauds Wax Museum.
Okay.
This is kind of creepy, huh?
It is. Very.
It's got a security camera that collects evidence like a scan of your face and a timestamp. It knows where you were, and that information can be saved or used in a court of law.
I don't understand.
I'm not sure why I want any of my info by a robo-dog used in a court of law. The robot dog can be operated by a human on site. through a video game controller or remotely.
Okay, this is what I don't understand.
A little creeped out by him.
Yeah. Wait, it's using the evidence against you. So is it a police robot dog? I don't understand.
I think
Why
it
is it
could
at
be.
the Madame Tussauds Wax Museum?
Yeah, I think...
They're worried people are going to steal stuff?
No, I think it's just a quirky little thing to get you in the door.
Yeah, but then if it's going to use that information against, I don't
They
get
better
it.
not. They better not be robot dog.
I don't
We'll
get it.
unplug you.
It's not even cute.
We'll take you. It's not even cute.
No, it's not
You
even
know, if you're going to make
that
a
makes
robot
matters
dog,
worse. Thank you.
make a cute robot dog. You know, little puppy dog eyes. You know, little. How about this? A tail that wags when it's happy.
Have you seen the cute? I think it's DoorDash that has the cutest little robot deliveries with little eyes. Now that is cute.
And it's kind of. It's not really even all that specific. It's a pretty generic thing, right?
Yes, it is. Well, it all you can tell is the little eyes, and then it's got the box in there that.
Yes.
But did you see earlier this week, it wasn't, I don't think it was the DoorDash robots. It was some other food delivery robots that smashed into the bus waiting areas and the glass was shattered all over the place? Yes.
That is, it's going to happen. You know, when the robots slowly take over the world, they've got to know where the glass is. I've seen the DoorDash robot tip over, and you almost have empathy for the robot. Poor little fella, he tipped over. Should I go and write him up like a turtle?
So it can go to its destination?
Robot dog, I wouldn't.
It's funny.
I wouldn't plug him back in. Look, he just looks intimidating. Look at that face.
I don't understand that. I'm going to do more research into why that is at that wax museum.
And it looks like he could jump up and just tackle you, you know?
Scary. Okay, 2 weeks ago, you might remember, people in Kankakee had to deal with that damaging tornado. So how's the recovery going? Well, we speak to one business owner to see what's involved in that process and how they're doing. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's 7:28. It has just been over 2 weeks now since a tornado ripped through Kankakee County. Casey Cronus spoke with a family who runs a small business to see how they are rebuilding and recovering.
Like so many businesses and homes across Kankakee County, Tholen's Landscape and Garden Center was devastated by those storms. Now they are picking up the pieces and relying on the community's support. For 50 years, Tholen's Landscape and Garden Center has supported generations of gardeners.
We're kind of the place where people go when they have a question for their lawn, their garden, their trees, their shrubs.
Located a few miles south of downtown Kankakee, the family-owned business, spanning 4 generations, is rebuilding one step at a time. The day the tornado tore through the county still weighs heavy for many.
We got a phone call from our next door neighbor, Joe Morn, who said, Kankakee's gone. And when someone tells you something like that, that's kind of devastating, and you're like, what?
Co-owner Nancy Tholen says many of their buildings were leveled, including the greenhouse, perennial house, and scale house.
This wall back here was totally gone, blown right out, so that is all new. And All the glass was gone here. The glass isn't back in, but the walls are reconstructed.
The business is back open, but it's been a slow start.
Here's the problem. Because I don't have my glass, people don't think we're open. I've got a sign out front of what's left of it that says, "Spring's here, we are open," so that people get the drift.
The family is waiting on insurance, but estimates the damage could total up to $3 million.
Every day is another day of making progress.
Nancy and her husband, longtime community members, say they're grateful none of their employees were hurt and thankful to their customers for standing by while they rebuild.
But we're in the process of getting it back together.
In Kankakee, Casey Cronus, Fox Chicago.
Fox 32 Chicago is celebrating Women's History Month. So this morning, the spotlight's on a Chicago woman who went from the financial trading pits to the basketball court to make a difference in our city.
Stream.
Welcome back and happy Sunday to everybody. March 29th. Can you believe the month is already coming to a close, Mark? We're hoping that this means we're going to be experiencing some warmer weather as we take that nice shot outside right now. What do you say?
River's a little different shade of green.
Yeah, it is. The evergreen didn't last too long.
No, it didn't. There's always a shade of green. It's
there
just, you know, where in the green spectrum are we today?
Exactly.
Huh? You know what? You're right. March zipping past, and as we look all the way up into the middle of April, you can see the temperature trend for Chicago and for northern Illinois, northwest Indiana, southern Wisconsin is for those temperatures to remain above average overall. Temperatures this morning above average, 41 degrees at Gary. It's 38 in Chicago Heights, 39 degrees in Kankakee, 39 degrees in Morris, 41 degrees in Utica this morning, 39 degrees in Aurora, 38 degrees in DeKalb. Then we have a little string of 40s up to the north, a little more sunshine. Waukegan, 45, 41 degrees at Woodstock, 41 degrees this morning in Rockford. Now, the setup is not a whole lot happening today other than some really nice weather. There is a cool front off to our north that slides through as we go throughout the evening hours. Not a whole lot happening behind that front, though. We will see some clouds from time to time today, but all things being equal, a pretty nice spring day. Yesterday, we had temperatures pretty close to average with high temperatures in the upper 40s and low 50s. Today will be well above average with temps in the low and mid 60s. And again, a fair amount of sunshine across the area. Tomorrow morning looks like another gorgeous day. Temperatures tomorrow up into the middle 70s, and we do middle and upper 70s on Tuesday. But by Tuesday, a chance of some showers and thunderstorms coming through, especially during the early morning hours. Some of those have the potential on Tuesday to be strong. So keep an eye on Mike Kaplan. He'll be telling you about that starting at 4:30 in the morning on Tuesday morning. Schaumburg, 43 degrees right now. Caitlin will be there, part of the team as well. 39 degrees in Aurora, 45 in Waukegan. Right now, a little sunshine mixed with some clouds at both Midway and O'Hare. Temperatures in the lower 40s this hour. So pretty nice day today. From the roof cam as we look off to the southwest over towards the Sears Tower, 42 degrees, kind of this mottled sky of some sunshine and some clouds. Winds out of the south right now. Dew points are low, and that means it is dry out. So be careful if you're doing your burning today.
All right, thanks, Mark. Well, today is the last day for you to check out the C2E2 Expo at McCormick Place. Guests will have a chance to meet the original cast of Jurassic Park, take part in a Pokemon card swap, or you can have your children learn the ways of the Jedi. Tickets and information at c2e2.com. Taking a look at today's sports schedule, the Cubs wrap up their series against the Nationals at 1:20 this afternoon. The White Sox also finish their series against the Brewers at 1:10, and the Blackhawks take on the Devils at 6 p.m. Fox Chicago spotlighting women who made history. Carol Mickey Norton broke barriers and won championships. She is still growing strong today. Tina Nguyen caught up with her.
Before women were present on the trading floors and in ownership boxes, Carol Mickey Norton was already there, making her mark in both. Her journey from the financial pits to championship franchises is still inspiring the next generation today.
It just never occurred to me that I couldn't do something. Maybe I couldn't do it as well as the next girl or the next guy, but I could do it.
Carol Mickey Norton has built a legacy across two worlds long dominated by men: finance and professional sports. Norton holds championship rings from two of Chicago's most iconic franchises, 6 NBA titles as a limited partner with the Bulls, and a World Series ring with the White Sox in 2005.
And one time Michael Jordan drove me home, and my doorman said, "Michael Jordan's your chauffeur?" But it was, you can't explain how it was. People said to me, it must be boring to win all the time. Winning is fun. You can keep doing it all the time.
But long before the championships, she was already breaking barriers on the trading floor of the International Monetary Market, now part of the CME Group. Norton became the first woman to trade currency futures. At a time when the pits were overwhelmingly dominated by men, she stepped right into the middle of the action.
I had no problem with the guys whatsoever. Everybody's always curious what it was like. When I started at the IMM, everybody started, so we were all new. And it just happened to be all men, and I wasn't.
Her path in finance would eventually lead to sports. In 1981, Norton became an investor in the White Sox, decades before women were common in professional sports ownership.
There was a gentleman, Lee Stern, who I met through, he was at the Board of Trade while I was at the Merck. And he and his wife invited me to a game at White Sox Park. And then when Jerry Reinsdorf came in, I met him. They introduced me and I became an investor.
The connection came full circle when the White Sox wore jersey patch from the CME Group, the company that evolved from the very trading floor where she once worked.
Oh, that's exciting. That's the pad? Oh, that's exciting. Thank you.
It's a reminder of just how far both industries have come. From the trading pits to the owner's box, Norton helped open doors in spaces where women were rarely seen.
Just be yourself. Don't try to be anything that you're not. People will accept you as you are. I was very much my own person.
And Norton continues to inspire today. She is releasing a new book called Game Changers, My Way, My Life, with the proceeds going back to the community. Reporting from the South Side, I'm Tina Nguyen, Fox Chicago Sports.
Hey, sports fans, are you tired of being charged to watch all of your favorite sporting events on TV? Coming up, why the FCC says it may be time to reevaluate how streaming services are charging all of us.
Chicago.
Welcome back at 7:42. As subscription services grab more games from TV and basic cable, fans are getting furious with the high cost for their paying for streaming services. A lot of people are saying it's time to take a look at this once again. Darren Patelho has details.
There were a lot of upset fans this week with the Yankees-Giants opener locked behind a Netflix paywall. Fans, the FCC, and members of Congress have all had enough. Today, the FCC finally closes the public comment period on why so many games are stuck in the penalty box of paid streaming services. New Fox polling shows 72% of fans believe sports should be legally required to stay on free broadcast TV. And about 60% say they've already missed games because streaming has become so expensive. There's a 1961 law that gave leagues a special antitrust pass to bundle games back when TV was over the air. But now everything is locked behind a dozen different apps. Antitrust Chairman Scott Fitzgerald says the system has to benefit the public, not just the league's wallet.
I think the rubber meets the road is that, if you're going to continue down this path of segmenting and then charging specific subscription prices, it's got to be in the public's best interest.
FCC Chairman Brendan Carr says Americans are frustrated. They can't find the game without buying yet another service. And Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan says that frustration is reaching a boiling point at home.
I think estimates are it can be maybe as high as in some markets for some fans, like $1,500 if you want to watch your team, play every weekend. And so it's confusing, it's costly. Someone told me Yankee fans couldn't watch the Yankees unless you had paid for it. They were on one of the paid things, and it was like, well, that seems almost un-American, right? You're from New York and you can't watch the Yankees on opening day.
Congressman Jordan says it might be time to re-examine that 1961 law to protect fans in smaller markets. Lawmakers aren't stripping exemptions yet, but they're telling the leagues the ball is in their court. In New York, Darren Botello, Fox Business.
Coming up, would you sell your property for $26 million? We're going to tell you why a northern Kentucky family said no. Their plan to keep their farmland out of developers' hands. Welcome back. It's 7:47. After 50 years, Americans are getting ready to head back to the moon. Artemis 2 is set to take off this coming Wednesday. 4 astronauts will be taking part in a 10-day loop around the moon, and then they'll be heading back home. Jonathan Seri learned what makes this trip different.
All systems go for NASA's next mission to the moon. Artemis 2 is set to blast off next week from Kennedy Space Center.
NASA once changed everything, and we're going to do it again.
4 astronauts will slingshot around the moon in an Orion spacecraft, testing the capability of the rocket ahead of future missions. And while they won't land on the lunar surface, they could land in the history books.
We'll get to observe the far side of the moon and hopefully break the record, the Apollo record, for the farthest any human has ever flown from Earth.
Artemis 4, set for 2028, could put astronauts back on the moon for the first time in decades.
The first crewed landing since 1972.
But unlike the Cold War space race, this time the U.S. faces another major competitor.
There's no doubt China is going forward to the moon as well. We're never going to out-centrally plan China, but what we can do is we can out-entrepreneur, we can out-innovate.
The agency's ultimate goal is to build a full-fledged nuclear-powered lunar base.
That is going to include habitation modules and everything we need to keep the crews alive and enable them to do groundbreaking science and exploration on the surface of the moon.
That could enable all kinds of research, including new sources of energy for use here on Earth, like helium-3.
You could power the entire city of Houston with helium-3 that fills a Coke can, and there's no carbon emissions and there's no nuclear waste.
NASA hopes a sustained lunar presence will help pave the way for a future mission to Mars. In Atlanta, Jonathan Siri, Fox News.
Sylvia, how much money would it take for you to sell the ranch?
Oh, wow. Well, let's see, how much are they offering?
Good point. A family in northern Kentucky turning down a lot of cheese, a lot of cake, a lot of cash to keep their farmland out of a developer's hands. The Huddleston family, I just like the name of that, the Huddlestons. Sounds like a sitcom
TV
from the 70s.
I agree. Wow.
They've had this land for generations. They've been raising cattle on it, but now a Fortune 100 company wants a piece of their 1,200 acres for a data center. They offered the family $26 million, but the family said the answer was simple.
Wow. Not going to happen, huh?
That's what they said. Yeah, I mean, that's how they put it. But, you know, they told the company, no way. The Huddleston family says it's not about the money. It's about the impact on the water systems, the power grid, and permanently destroying fertile land for agriculture.
Okay, you have to admire them for $26 million,
absolutely.
Right?
You know, I love that. People who understand the value more than a pile of cash.
Absolutely.
The true value.
Yeah.
And we see that so often. And we see it here in Northern Illinois a lot, where we have the best farmland in the entire world. And, you know, it seems like some cities can't wait to, like, pave it over.
Right, yeah.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
It's gone for good. I have to say, that looks like a lot of land, and they might be able to, and they look like they live in, look at the house. It's nothing extravagant.
Yeah.
And it looks like a lot of land. Maybe they can sell it in parts to different farmers, huh? See what the plan is. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. And, you know, and it has to be really hard to turn down $26 million.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. Can't even fathom. Good for them.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're looking at one of the candidates for Vermont governor, or if you've heard about them, take a look at this. Guess which one we're talking about. Not the guy on the left.
Not the tall one?
No, the 14-year-old next to him. Yeah, that is Dean Roy. He says his political ambition started in the 8th grade, and by that, he means last year. He's going to be the first candidate for governor under the age of 18 to appear on the state's general election ballot, which I find interesting because I didn't think that was legal.
Yeah?
Right?
Well, anything's legal in Vermont.
Yeah. Okay.
To quote Hamilton.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He doesn't expect to win, he says, but he wants to start a movement to get more young people to follow, and he says that he also wants to make change. So 14, yeah, you wouldn't think that's legal because you have to be a certain age to be able to drink, to be able to vote. So isn't that kind of ironic?
He probably would have to have his mommy transport him to the State House.
Right.
To, you know, rule over the rule over the State House. I just love this. You know, I got to tell you, at this point, vote for the kid. Why not? I mean, you know,
vote for the kid. Why not?
You can't do any worse than half of the bozos that are in office now, right?
This is true. This is a good
You know,
point.
I mean, at least he comes in with a fresh perspective.
It will be interesting to see how many votes he actually get. Obviously, he's a sharp kid.
Yeah,
you know.
right? I mean, a lot of kids are just playing Nintendo in their mom's basement. This kid is taking over.
How about
All right, there's one mom who's a whole lot richer thanks to the Illinois lottery and her kids. She used her kids' birthdays as the winning numbers for the lucky lady lotto jackpot. It's worth $800,000. The mother, Jenny, matched all 5 numbers back in March. She will use the money to help support her children's future education with the money. Well, that's good. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, how about that? How often do you play the lottery?
0.
Yeah.
0 times
I
ever.
haven't played, maybe I can count on one hand how many times I've played.
The Illinois State Lotto, the day it started, way back in the Stone Age, was on my birthday.
Oh, really?
I was too young to buy a ticket, but I thought, hey, for my birthday, you guys want to give me?
Yeah, because that was a big deal.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because there was no such thing before. And I figured if you can't win on the opening day of your birthday,
you'll never win, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's not going to buy any tickets.
No.
Right.
You know, I will tell you an exception. We used to have a lotto pool in the newsroom here when, you know, the jackpot got up to be like $12 billion.
Yeah.
And I would, you know, throw a buck or two in that. But it wasn't because I really thought I would win. It was more against insurance.
Yes.
Because I didn't want to be the last man standing on, oh, you were the guy that didn't throw the buck or two in.
Yeah, that's called peer pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, well, just didn't want to be the idiot still standing.
Yeah, I would have been the same. I would have been the same. Okay, don't go anywhere. Mark's going to have another check of our forecast when we come back.
KG.
Let's get a final check of your forecast for our 7 o'clock hour. What's it going to be like today?
Touchdown.
Yay! Yeah. We are deserved of a good touchdown.
Yes, we do. Today, we've got some sunshine mixed with a few clouds. Temperatures today up into the middle 60s. It gets even better tomorrow. Temperatures up into the middle 70s.
Nice.
What do you think about a 3-day weekend?
Oh, that sounds great.
We've got partly cloudy skies tomorrow as well. We stay in the 70s for Tuesday. However, chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Some have the potential to be strong. And then after that, we kind of bottom out into the 40s as we go Wednesday and Thursday. But we're back in the 50s and 60s. And it's kind of a good news, bad news thing.
It is. What's the normal temperature?
Right around 51, 52.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're doing good the next couple of days.
Okay, good. Glad to hear that. Well, don't go anywhere. More news is coming up on Good Day Chicago. In our 8 o'clock hour, Mark and I are waiting for you. We'll be right back.
from Michigan Avenue. This is Fox 32's Good Day Chicago.
It is a cold start to our Sunday morning, but hopefully it's going to get warmer later today. Mark will have the answer for us. Millions of people all over the U.S. and in Chicago taking part in that No Kings protest. And for the first time in 2 decades, the Fighting Illini playing in the Final Four. How about that? Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, March 29th. Thanks for joining us. Where did March go?
It's madness.
Yes,
isn't
it is madness. And how about the Illini, speaking of madness?
I completely failed about a week or so ago.
Yes.
Mr. Dane Placco, who is a very proud alumni of Illini land, did the toss to me over before weather, and he's like, I-L-I, and I'm just like, huh? I failed to respond properly.
I wouldn't have responded that properly either. So, yeah.
I just like, what?
You're
I'm like,
kind
we're
of
spelling what?
Dane's like, wow, you're really letting me down, Mark.
But I didn't go to school there.
Exactly.
So, you're speaking in my adopted language.
Yes. But let's talk about today, because I stepped out the door this morning and I thought, oh, this is not too bad. And
not
that
bad
was
at
early.
all. We've got a nice mild start today. We've got temperatures in the 40s, going up to daytime high temperatures today into the 60s, well above average. And, this is just a nice view as we look down the lake. Mix of clouds and some sunshine around Chicago today as we go up to around 64, 65 degrees, most locations. And winds are tolerable again today. Here's your forecast high temperatures, and you can see it is mild everywhere you look. The only 50s I can find there, Michigan City and Benton Harbor in the upper 50s because of their proximity to the lake. A little breeze coming off the lake there. Elsewhere, 65 degrees in Ottawa, 63 in Woodstock, 64 degrees. And DeKalb today, your satellite and radar this morning, showing that combination of clouds and sunshine, and that's what we'll largely be dealing with as we go throughout the day today. A little peak of sunshine with some clouds kind of dancing in and out as we go throughout the day. But really, again, all things being equal, a pretty nice day. Average high temperatures in the low 50s. We make it up into the mid-60s today, into the mid-70s tomorrow. A good start already, 45 degrees in Joliet. 43 at O'Hare and 45 degrees right now at Waukegan. It's 42 degrees in Kankakee. Some of the warmer conditions, seeing a little more sunshine here this morning, but not a bad start to the day, Sylvia.
All right. Thanks for that, Mark. We're following some breaking news for you. One person is dead, 2 others injured following a shooting at a home in Will County. It happened early this morning near the 27,000 block of South State Line Road. This is in Crete Township. According to the Will County Sheriff's Office, deputies were responding to a report of a large fight and a possible shooting during a family party. The victims were taken to local hospitals where one of them has died. No word yet on any arrest. Thousands packed the streets of Chicago and nearby suburbs for the No Kings protest. From Evanston to downtown Chicago to Elk Grove, you could see it and hear it. Terrence Lee reports crowds, signs, and chants, all aimed at federal policy and what protesters say is too much power in one place.
You hear how this starts, not with anger first, but with community, people singing together. And that energy spread across Evanston, downtown Chicago, and Elk Grove Saturday. Then the shift from lyrics to demands. These No King rallies are part of a national movement with thousands of events across all 50 states. Organizers say they are pushing back on immigration crackdowns, war overseas, and what they see as expanding executive power. Evanston Mayor Daniel Biss frames it as a response to what protesters say has changed.
Things have gotten worse, and our reaction is to stand up stronger. Our reaction is to fight back louder.
And louder is what you heard in Grant Park. That is where the largest crowd gathered before marching through the city. Speakers, including Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, tied this moment to issues many of you say you're dealing with: access to health care, rising gas prices, and airport delays.
It's about the power of the people. And here in the city of Chicago, we believe in protecting every single person in this city.
That focus on power showed up across stages, and it's where some of the sharpest criticism landed.
Because it didn't make make our country safer to throw tear gas into a crowd of parents walking their kids in costumes for Halloween. Shooting Marimar Martinez 5 times and calling her a domestic terrorist was not standing up for justice.
Less safe is how Illinois Comptroller Susana Mendoza described federal actions here. Others, like Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, pointed to the decisions coming out of Washington.
We are so distressed with what he's doing right now and the war that he has created, wars that he wants to create.
That range of concerns defines these rallies. The White House dismissed them, with a spokesperson calling them Trump derangement therapy sessions and not representative of most Americans. But organizers point to the scale. Thousands here, millions nationwide.
It's important to show that you're not alone in your feelings, right? Because, all of this can be so overwhelming and isolating.
That idea keeps coming up from one city to the next. This is about presence, about being counted. And that word democracy sits at the center of all of this, not as a theory, but as something different generations say they must defend.
This is history, man. Yeah. We want to be part of it. We want to have our voice heard. So that's why we're here.
And that was Terrence Lee reporting. Well, it wasn't just in Chicago. The No Kings protests were held in cities across the country. In Dallas, police ran into both protesters and counter-protesters in the downtown area. It got loud, people clashed, and police say it turned combative. Thousands turned out in New York City criticizing President Trump and his policies. Some big names showed up as well, including Reverend Al Sharpton and actor Robert De Niro.
Anytime we accept a president that can decide to close airports and say that he does not care that people that voted for him are lined up 3 and 4 hours to get their children to spring break. He wants to first make you vote on a bill that would rob us of our voter protection.
The concept of No Kings is a great rallying cry and a hugely successful as millions of us have answered the call. I support this movement 150%. Yeah. But when the crowds are chanting No Kings, what I'm really hearing, as we all know, is No Trump.
St. Paul, Minnesota was the site of a massive No Kings protest. It had about 100,000 people attending. Demonstrators were seen speaking out against President Trump's policies and demanding justice for Renee Good and Alex Preddy. Both were killed in shooting incidents involving federal agents. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and singer Bruce Springsteen were among the speakers at that protest.
When the wannabe dictator in the White House sent his untrained aggressive thugs to do damage to Minnesota, it was you, Minnesota, who stood up for your neighbors, who stood up for decency.
Well, this past winter, federal troops brought death and terror to the streets of Minneapolis. Well, they picked the wrong city.
No Kings protests were also held in Boston, New York City, Los Angeles, and Atlanta. Talks to end the war in the Middle East are continuing this morning. Top diplomats gathering in Pakistan to discuss how to stop the fighting. Unfortunately, there were few signs of progress as Israel and the U.S. kept launching strikes on Iran. Tehran responded by firing missiles and drones across that region. Both the U.S. and Israel were not part of the peace talks. So far, more than 3,000 people have been killed in this war. Family and friends are coming together to remember the Loyola student who was shot and killed here last week. People held a vigil for Sheridan Gorman in her hometown, Yorktown Heights, New York. Her family also held a private memorial. Gorman was shot and killed while she was out with friends near Toby Prince Beach last week. Police charge Jose Medina with first-degree murder. Immigration officials say Medina came to the U.S. from Venezuela without permission. He is in jail without bond. In Woodstock, a semi-truck flipped over on Route 120. This was at about 10 o'clock on Saturday. Firefighters and police showed up to the scene. Asphalt and fluid all over the roadway. The driver got out on his own, and paramedics checked him out. He's expected to be okay. The Fighting Illini heading to the Final Four after beating Iowa in the Elite Eight. They were trailing the Hawkeyes by 4 at halftime, and then Illinois took over in the second half. Keaton Wagler finished the game with 25 points. Illinois won 71-59. Illini coach Brad Underwood gave some respect to the Hawkeyes during that post-game conference.
My hat's off to Iowa. Great run. Great season. They're extremely well coached. They got a great player in Bennett Sturts. They threw the first punch. They bloodied us. Their physicality was very well noted. I thought after the first 5 minutes we settled in, even though we missed some shots. And then I thought our physicality and our purpose in the start of the second half was really good.
This is the Fighting Illini's first Final Four since 2005. Coming up on Good Day, teaching Chicago students the culinary arts. We're going to be talking to someone about upcoming summer camps being held by the Foundation for Culinary Arts. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It is 8:14. I'm looking at that picture behind you. It doesn't look as sunny as I had hoped, but that's going to change, right? No?
Yeah, I'm looking for a little blue sky.
I'm like, can you kind of clear those out so I can see the
there's a little bit here. There's like, you got to kind of, it's in between those clouds. It's actually not going to be a bad day at all. It's not going to be an all sunny day. It's going to be partly cloudy to partly sunny. What's the difference is the most common question I get. But today we'll have a little mix of clouds and sunshine today. Winds fairly light, under 10 miles an hour in most locations. One of the exceptions, Midway, 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Elsewhere, those winds are anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour in most cases. We do have sunshine across much of the region, mixed with a few clouds. You see those clouds kind of just pouring in from across the Mississippi River. We've got quiet conditions across the Midwest. You have to go all the way back up to around the St. Lawrence to see any light snowfall here this morning. Looking down the lake, you can see a little bit of sunshine trying to peek through those clouds. And when we do have cloud cover here today, I think it'll be, some filtered sunshine mixed with clouds, obviously. Temperatures today making it all the way up into the middle 60s. I'm going to target 64 for your daytime high temperature today. And we stay mild all afternoon and all evening, even at 9 o'clock. We're still holding on to 55 degrees, which is still a couple of degrees above our normal daytime high. We go from the mid-60s today up into the mid-70s tomorrow, and then mid to upper 70s as we head towards Tuesday. Then we fall off. Wednesday, Thursday, temperatures below average by about 6 to 7 degrees. We're down into the mid-40s, back up into the 50s on Friday, 60s on Saturday. Sunday, we're back down below average by a few points. 49 degrees on Sunday. We're in the upper 40s again on Monday, and then back into the 60s as we go into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, a week from this coming week. So, or I should say, 8, 9, 10 days out. So a lot going on here in Chicago, temperature-wise over the next couple of days. Next chance of showers and thunderstorms comes late Monday night into early Tuesday morning. And at that point, we do have the possibility of seeing some stronger showers and thunderstorms. Today, temperatures up into the mid-60s with some sunshine mixed with a few clouds.
All right, thanks for that, Mark. Well, for years, a Chicago-based nonprofit has been helping underserved high school students through culinary education and career pathways. And joining us now in the studio to talk more about this is Executive Director for the Foundation for Culinary Arts, Kat DeOrio. For viewers who may not be familiar, first of all, welcome. Nice to have you back.
So good to see you.
And I know this is such a passion project for you. Tell everybody about this organization.
Yeah, so it's great. So what we do is we give culinary vocational training to students from underserved communities in the high school level in Chicago. So it's really about creating a career pathway for them in the culinary industry, because a lot of times there's not exposure. A lot of the neighborhoods where our students come from, there are not actually a lot of restaurants. There are sometimes food deserts. So they don't even see themselves in these positions. Yeah. And so we try to give them the exposure, but then also the skill set so that they can go into this.
So, so let's talk about the high school students who decide maybe they want to do this. How do you get them to want to do something that they don't really know much about or that they don't see themselves doing?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, sometimes it's just that exposure and having a supportive environment for them to learn in, because we have had, some students that come in and they're nervous. They said, hey, well, they don't necessarily cook at home, they don't necessarily go to restaurants, but then they start learning things. And there's something really amazing about making something yourself and with your own hands, and so you really see that confidence build. And once you have that, it's kind of the sky's the limit, because once you see, oh, I can do it, it really makes it a lot easier for them to see themselves in these positions. So
it must be so exciting to see their excitement, because I'm sure they go home and take that with them, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing we love, is that there's this ripple effect, because it's not just what they're learning in our kitchen classrooms, but then they're going home to their community, their family, their kind of community at large, whether it's teaching their siblings. And a lot of our students are a part of, the financial ecosystem in their home. And so them being able to cook for their family, we teach them, the foundations of nutrition, which is really important, and we find that you see them paying that forward with their families, and so it really creates, you're helping more than just one student with this program.
That is so great. I'm looking at some video now. You guys do some field trips. Looks like that's a farmer's market.
Yes.
Outside. For a lot of these students, farmer's markets are this is a first time thing for them, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's really fun. So we take them, we give them all some money so that they can go and they get to choose something to buy that they've never tried before. And they talk to the farmer about it. And then they come back to the classroom and everybody gets to taste things. So, it's fun because they've never seen a purple carrot before, or, you know, like a Kyoja beet. So it's very fun to watch them.
So different foods they may have never seen and tried, and they finally get to do this. And this is so cool because you guys do a camp, which is what we're here to talk about today. Tell everybody about that. Who can qualify for this?
Yes. So, so high school students that would qualify. Obviously, we don't do free lunch in Illinois, but would qualify under USDA for free lunch. So there is an economic criteria there. And it's free of charge if you qualify. Okay. So you can go to our website to get the application. You will upload, they will upload a essay telling us kind of why they want to do this. And then they go through an interview, and if they earn a spot in the camp, then they get to come to the camp. We have 5 a year. We have our pasta making camp coming up.
Fun.
One of my favorites.
I was going to say Miss Italian lady here.
Exactly. I'm like, I always love it.
Yeah.
And so we have that one coming up, and then we also have our week-long summer camp, which is a kind of intense boot camp.
And is this for anybody, too, who wants to be, you know, to learn the culinary arts at high school?
Yes. So we give priority to students that this is what they want to do, or they think they have an interest in, and they kind of want to explore this. We also understand, though, that you can maybe not know at all that you want to do this, come in, and this becomes your pathway. And so we have seen that where students said, well, I don't know, you know, my sister cooked, and so I'm going to try it. And then they come, and, you know, now we're helping them apply to college and to go on for further training in the culinary field, or get them internships, you know, at restaurants. So
that is so cool.
It's very cool.
Okay, so this is 10 years you guys have been doing this?
Yes.
Do you remember when you started?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I have to ask, because I always love the personal side of the stories. I'm curious, Kat, is over the 10 years, is there a particular person that stands out, or a particular story that stood out for you that made you think, okay, this is why I do this?
Yeah, so we have a student, Josue Cervantes, who is now in his third year, I think, at Johnson & Wales. And he started, you know, and he was quiet and but focused, so you could tell kind of already that he was someone who was locked in on this, and he has just blossomed. I mean, from, you know, I've known him since sophomore year in high school. So, you know, I mean, truly like a child, and now he's a young man. And he's wonderful, because not only is he continuing to succeed, you know, he's doing all kinds of great work. Like, I set him up with the Illinois Pork Board Association. He's now doing recipes and social media content for them while he's going to school. Every time, you know, we're in touch, he's winning some new competition, he's doing something, and then he still finds time to come back and help mentor our students to help them kind of get to the next level. It's the best. It's amazing.
That is rewarding, right, for everybody. Okay, so if people want more information, where should they go?
So they can go to our website, foundationforculinaryarts.org, and our application is there. The program is Yes Chef Camp, so that's what you'll look for, and you'll find all the information there. And there are definitely spots open right now. So
that sounds like fun. I want to take a camp. I want to do your camp.
Come. We'll be all full of flour together in the pasta camp.
Awesome. Well, thanks for all you guys do. What a great foundation for people to decide if this is the route they want to go in. Even if it's not, you learn so much from this, don't you?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like the confidence, plus just those portable life skills. Time management, organization, teamwork, all of the things.
Kat D'Orio, always a pleasure to see you.
So great to see you.
Thank you for coming in on a Sunday morning. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back. Take a look at this. A yellow lab gets rescued from a 12-foot deep sinkhole in the family backyard. Yep, it opened up in the owner's backyard in Massachusetts, and crews were called in to stabilize the area, but it was a little dangerous, so they couldn't just jump in there, so they had a dilemma, Mark. They had to figure out how to get the dog to try to get closer to them. So guess what they used? You know this already because I told you this story.
You told me this earlier, and I was kind of surprised.
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni. I would have gone with, you know, summer sausage, but pepperoni worked.
It was pepperoni. Yeah. They were able to get the dog close enough to them so they could grab the dog and pull it out of the sinkhole. But it took 2 hours. The good news is the dog is just fine. Look at him. Is he eating now?
So what happened during that 2 hours? Did it take 2 hours for him to get hungry?
How scary for the poor dog. I can't really see that.
Yeah, it's hard to see what's going on there. But
the good news is the dog is out and the dog is safe.
And the pepperoni is now
gone
in the dog's belly.
Exactly.
Well, weightlifting, not a traditional sport for chillins in elementary school, but check out this 9-year-old girl.
Crazy.
Lucy Milgram. She went viral earlier this month after deadlifting 180 pounds at competition in Ohio. I got to tell you, I get tired of lifting those 40-pound bags of salt for the softener.
Yeah.
And here's this little girl, this wee lass, deadlifting 180 pounds.
My Lord.
She says she started lifting weights after seeing her parents work out at the gymnasium. Lucy's goal is to one day become an Olympic gold medalist. Sounds like she's well on her way.
Wow. So I just looked up because I thought, you know, is it too young for them? But apparently they say strength training for children is a good idea. If it's done
properly.
Yeah,
supervision.
Yeah.
You know, and strength training is good for old people too.
It is,
you know?
yes, it is.
Even the elderly, if they can, you know, to make those bones stronger.
For years, it was all about aerobics, and now we're hearing more that really the foundation is strength training. Yeah, so.
Yeah, oh, look at those guns.
Aren't you impressed?
Look at you. You're at the gym. You're pumping iron, aren't you?
Right. That's me. I can't even do 180.
Oh, well, 180. That's pretty spectacular.
That's pretty crazy. Okay. It's a dream come true for all of you Hannah Montana fans out there. Fans of the Disney Channel show now have the chance to walk through the closet of Miley Cyrus's iconic character. Not just the closet, but this is a home. It's an Airbnb that Disney has partnered up with for this unique opportunity. The recognizable closet includes the familiar glittering locks, bold accessories, and style moments from the sitcom. The home will be available for 10 one-night stays from April 6th through the 16th in Malibu. That sounds nice, right?
I go to Malibu.
Malibu. It's all part of a celebration for the 20th anniversary of Hannah Montana. Look at that, wigs and all. I wonder if you can wear the clothes if that's allowed, or you just can look at them.
Yeah, you can, like, no touching, no trying on. So you said that your daughter was a fan of the show.
Huge, yes.
So do you remember this closet? Was that the closet? Was that kind of a character part of
I don't remember the closet so much, and I don't really remember the house. Like, you know how when your children are into TV shows.
And it wasn't that house. That's not what they used.
So. I don't remember. But yeah, we would watch that show ad nauseum, and went to many concerts. And yeah, I saw her twice.
I love that you were the mom that took your daughter.
I saw her twice. But you know, now I'm a huge Miley Cyrus fan.
Right.
I think she has the most beautiful voice, and I actually would like to see her in concert as opposed to Hannah Montana.
Yeah. I can't even remember what the Hannah Montana songs. They were like
there
the
were
Disney
so many.
songs.
Yeah, there were so many. The Climb is one that that she was known for. There's The Best of Both Worlds. Let's see, Party in the USA.
Oh, okay, that was Hannah Montana.
Yeah, that was Hannah Montana. So.
I remember it was Beyond, like I'd be, you know, making dinner or whatever.
You'd hear your daughter off in the background watching it.
You know, on in the main TV screen. You know, I love that it's in Malibu.
Yes.
I would go there just to hang out in Malibu.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I was thinking, you know, if I had a TV celebrity house in Malibu to go to, it would have to be the 2.5 Men house.
Oh,
you know,
2.5 Men.
Charlie Sheen and Alan and the,
that was a funny show, wasn't it? Until it went bad. It was really
went
funny.
Off the rails.
It was very funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Stick around. It is 8:30, and we'll be right back. Welcome back as we take a live look outside on this Sunday. It is going to be a nice day. People just getting up and about and probably walking out the door and saying, hey, this isn't so bad, Mark Strill, huh?
It's not so bad.
Yeah.
Our glass is half full.
Yay,
right?
I like that. I'm a half full kind of gal. So
And our
like to hear
temperatures,
that.
yes, you are. We're looking at some very nice temps, not only today, but over the next couple of days. We're going up into the mid-60s today. It'll be a mix of sun and clouds, not quite as much sunshine as we had yesterday, but still a great day. We still have dry conditions and winds fairly light for most of the day. Overnight tonight, we're down into the 50s. So overnight low temperatures tonight, about where we would be for daytime highs. That's a good place to start when you're building back into the 70s, 75 degrees coming your way tomorrow, and then we're back down into the 60s as we go through much of the evening hours tomorrow night and into early Tuesday. Here is a look at our extended forecast. This is April 6th through the 12th, and you can see the temperature trend for our part of the world is calling for temperatures that should remain largely above average as we head into our early part of spring. 45 degrees in Gary this hour. It's 43 in Chicago Heights, 43 in Kankakee here this morning. We're going up to daytime highs in the 60s, even in Aurora, 41 degrees there, 41 degrees in DeKalb, 43 at both Rockford and into Woodstock. It's 45 now and Waukegan. So today, kind of a little mix of sun and clouds. We'll have, excuse me, some cloud cover kind of pushing up from the south, from the southwest at times. But all things considered, it should be a pretty decent day. Front comes through. This is coming up at midnight, overnight tonight, and tomorrow. Another great looking day as warmer air pushes our way, pushing us back up into the 70s. And as we go Monday night, and especially into Tuesday, this low comes at us out of Minnesota into southern Wisconsin, and it will push these showers and thunderstorms our way, especially the early part of the day on Tuesday. Temperatures on Tuesday make it up into the 70s, but as that front pushes through, we cool right back down into the 40s for Wednesday and into Thursday. Beyond that, temperatures spring back just a little. We'll talk more about that in a moment.
All right, thanks, Mark. Well, today is the last day for you to check out the C2E2 Expo at McCormick Place. Guests will have a chance to meet the original cast of Jurassic Park, take part in a Pokemon card swap, or have your children learn the ways of the Jedi. Tickets and information at c2e2.com. Taking a look at today's sports schedule for you, the Cubs wrap up their series against the Nationals at 1:20 this afternoon. The White Sox also finish their series against the Brewers at 1:10, and the Blackhawks take on the Devils at 6 p.m. Coming up, one Westtown restaurant has an Easter brunch menu for you to try. We'll have details when we come back. Prevent. Welcome back to Good Day Chicago. It is 8:38. And are we talking about Easter right now? I'm asking the control booth because I'm not sure, but it is right around the corner. So have you made your brunch plans just yet? You might want to head to Chicago's Westtown area, where a popular South American restaurant is offering up a special brunch. And joining us now to talk about it is Chef de Cuisine Brandon Bonilla with Bracero Restaurant. Good morning, Brandon. How are you?
Hi, good morning. Good, how are you?
Look at you. You've already got the fire going in the background there.
Yeah, we got the fire going.
Yeah, it's good to see you. You guys are probably...
We got it all set for you guys.
Are you guys going to be serving brunch today, or is this specifically for Easter?
No, so this is specifically for next week, April 5th, for Easter brunch.
Okay.
10 o'clock or 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're going to do... yeah, we'll have a couple dishes for you guys, and it should be a good time.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so you do what's called live fire dining, which is hence the fire behind you. And I have to say, you guys used to do brunch on a regular basis, and I remember telling everybody that you were one of my favorite brunch spots in Chicago. So glad to hear that you're doing this for Easter. Tell everybody, if they come out for Easter brunch, what can they expect? What's on the menu?
Yeah, so we'll have a couple of staples. We have our pata queijo, which is our cheesy bread. We'll have a couple different jams and jellies. We'll have a little dulce de leche spread for you guys. Of course, our kale salad with our poblano avocado dressing. That's just a staple. John really loves it. And then, of course, to highlight that live fire cooking, we're going to have a churrasco bowl with a little bit of our picanha. Some feijoada beans with some smoked sausage in there. Of course, our vinaigrette, and then our chimichurri, a little mojo de ajo sauce as well.
Okay, that churrasco bowl is what I remember. So what I like to do when I come to your place, because that's a lot of food, but I like to take a little bit of everything. So I remember ordering that bowl. We had a few other things and we shared, but I could not get that churrasco bowl out of my mind. It was so delicious.
Yeah.
Tell me again what exactly is in there, because it's layers of different things going on.
I'm sorry, one more time?
I said, tell me one more time what's in there, because it is layers of different delicious things going on in that churrasco bowl.
Yeah, so we have the beans is a feijoada. It's a traditional like Brazilian dish. You know, there's sausage in there, the black beans, of course. We use some of our picanha scraps that go in there as well. Kind of cook it down slowly for a couple hours, let all those flavors infuse. And then we do our house fermented mojo de ajo, which is like a garlic aioli. And then, the chimichurri and vinaigrette. The vinaigrette is like a tomato and onion, kind of like similar to pico de gallo.
Oh, it's so good, so good. Okay, so you are still taking reservations. Is it the menu is?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so if you want to make a reservation, you can just go on OpenTable. And then, we're open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday, Easter Sunday.
Okay, so it's nice to look forward to that brunch on Easter, but let's just talk about when it's not Easter Sunday. What do you want people to know about your restaurant to come out and have dinner? Describe it.
Yeah, so we do a couple fun stuff during the week. On Wednesdays, we do Wine Wednesdays, half off bottles of wine, so come check that out. During the week, I mean, you just come check us out. Come check out the fire. We got a really awesome fire going. We got a couple new dishes on the menu. We have a whole fish, the bronzino, with this really nice shrimp and Fresno stock sauce, as well as like a little papaya salad. Just brighten it up. We're also doing steak frite with this chimichurri butter that's really delicious. I mean, just come check us out.
Yeah, you're making me
we're
hungry.
here in Westtown. We're here in Westtown, 1709 West Chicago Avenue.
Okay, so you were talking about the live fire. Let's get into that a little bit, because your head chef, John Mannion, that's what he's known for. He's El Che, he's Bracero. Describe, what is the difference? What does this live fire do to the food that we are eating?
It just gives it that really nice smokiness and like Maillard reaction right off the bat. But yeah, it just gives it a nice little smoke on all the food. We do all our steaks on there. We do our chicken. All our seafood comes right off the heart, right behind me. So yeah, you just get that smokiness, that nice grill flavor that we all crave and love here in the Midwest.
Yeah. Okay. Just a reminder. You already said, but just to remind everybody again, give us your location and maybe the website we can go to make those reservations.
Yeah. So if you want to go to BrazzeroChicago.com. We're located here in Westtown, right on Chicago Avenue. So our address is 1709 West Chicago Avenue.
Okay, Brandon, thank you again for putting me on your radar. I need to come back out. Good to talk to you this morning. And tell Chef Mannion I said hi.
Good to talk to you, yeah.
Okay.
I will do.
Okay, thanks a lot. We'll be right back. Mark's going to have a final check of our forecast.
Animal magnetism.
Welcome back. We are heading out to talk to somebody who is with one of Chicago's oldest restaurants, 39 years in the making. So Ursulina Melchiori is joining us now to tell us about what she has cooking. Tell us about your restaurant and where you guys are located.
Yeah, we're located in the western suburbs, right by Naperville. So we're off of Route 53 at 6550 South Route 53, Woodridge, Illinois. My grandma started this in 1987, March 13th. So we just celebrated 39 years and we're finishing up our celebrations on Tuesday with some of our original priced lasagna.
I love it. Okay, so your grandmother, I take it, was Clara, hence the name of the restaurant. Is that right?
Yep.
Clara's restaurant. Okay. So so this was your grandma. Did you grow up in this restaurant?
I did. So my father took over the restaurant in the early 2000s, and it's been something I've been around ever since. I've been here officially in my role for the last 3 years, hopefully many more.
Oh, that's wonderful. So what was your grandmother known for? Like, what are some of the specialties that you have that really have her name you know, just kind of implanted in them because they were her dishes?
The biggest ones were definitely, well, just the homemade pasta in general. So all of our pasta, sauces, everything is made in the back. So we've always really been known for that in this area, especially our lasagna, which is one of our most popular dishes. It's your traditional lasagna. It's the same recipes her mother did way back. My grandparents had a restaurant on Kedzie Avenue on the west side that my grandma grew up in. Before that, they both grew up in restaurants in Italy. So it's all the same recipes we've used as a family. So I think this is probably, you know, my grandma's signature dish right now is this lasagna.
And then you've been adding your own touch, but I got to ask you about this because I understand that the Lemon Delight dessert is all the rage. Explain what that is and the story behind that.
It's a simple dessert, but it's extremely popular. And what we love about this Lemon Delight, it's a graham cracker crust, sweet cream, and then the lemon pudding. But we've always done it as something to help fundraise. So my brothers originally started doing, when we started bringing this in, my brothers were doing St. Baldrick's. So every year for the month of March and April, we would have that going. I'm really excited this year. We actually have partnered with a local organization, Childhood Leukemia Warriors Foundation. So all the proceeds, 100% from the Lemon Delight, go straight to that. So it's a great thing. Our customers love it. It's a once-a-year thing. We're able to really help someone out in the community.
Okay, so tell me what's made up of the Lemon Dessert Delight there. What's in there?
It's going to be a lemon, just your basic lemon pudding. You can get it at Joe Lasco. But then we do a sweet cream on top, and then we finish it off with a graham cracker crust on the bottom and some graham cracker on top. And then always like to decorate it with a little bit of pistachio.
Oh, that
just
sounds,
to make it extra Italian.
Yeah, it sounds and looks delicious. Okay, so Easter's around the corner. Do you guys have anything special for that planned?
We do. We are closed Easter Sunday. We like to be off with our families, but Easter catering we have still going on. One of the things we do, we like to do a package. I know times are tough for people, so we want to try to get you as much for your money as we can. One of the things that we're bringing on is again, the homemade pasta, spinach and egg angel hair that we have left up, rotini for our pasta salad. We also include a bruschetta, your choice of chicken or lasagna as well, Vesuvio potatoes, and a dessert. Feeds about 8 to 12 people, adults, for $195.
Okay, wow, that sounds a pretty good deal to me. And it's, you know, like you said, everybody's looking to try to save some money, but at the same time have a delicious experience. So what do you want to say to people who've never been to your place, Clara's? What can they expect when they come? And, you know, what do you want them to leave with at the same time?
We are very family-friendly, traditional. We have people who, they had their first date here, they got engaged here, my grandma catered for their wedding, and they come back every year for their anniversary. Their kids do their baptisms here. They have their communions. We are about our community. We're in this area. And our whole thing is just quality. Simple food, nothing's crazy, nothing's out of this world, but it's just simple, great ingredients, very hearty. And we have people who are family to us. They've been coming forever, and it's just a big, giant family. So you come in, you can join the family.
I love it. So you grew up there. You've seen other people who brought their children. They grew up there. Now they're parents and bringing their own children. What a great story. It sounds like you guys have had a lot of success, and hopefully you'll be able to continue your grandmother's legacy at Clara's for years to come. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, good to talk to you.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, right? Are you craving Italian food now?
Yes, I am. As a matter of fact.
Okay, so take a look at this picture because you're looking at one of the candidates for Vermont's governor. We're not talking about the guy on the left, but instead that 14-year-old that's standing next to him, that is Dean Roy. He says his political ambition started in the 8th grade. And by the way, that would be last year. Yeah, he's going to be the first candidate for governor under the age of 18 to appear on the state's general election ballot. He says he doesn't expect to win, but he wants to start a movement. He wants to get more young people to follow suit. And he says he also wants to make change. So you got to admire him, right?
The only thing I don't like about his platform there is he said he doesn't expect to win. I think he needs to change that 180 degrees
there
and
you
go, I expect to win.
Yeah,
and I could see a whole thing happening here. I mean, if I were in Vermont, I'd vote for him. Yeah. I mean, you can't do any worse than the other bozos, right?
So it's a protest vote, right? And he sounds like a sharp young man.
I just think he has potential, that young man.
14 years old.
Look at that. He's wearing a tie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder
he's
how
got
much
a tie.
money he has spent on his campaign. His parents, is that his allowance? endorsements or their campaign contributions, you know?
Right. Well, his paper boy money, right?
Right. Exactly.
His allowance. He's, probably got kids at school making posters with markers.
You just actually brought up something that made me think, do paper boys still exist?
I was thinking the same thing as soon as I said that.
I wonder.
I know in my hometown paper, they don't, because just recently they now mail it to you.
Oh, really? Well, you get like day old news?
Well, they put it in the mail that morning, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, it is. I mean, it is pretty stale at that point.
It's stale.
It's stale news. Who wants stale news?
Exactly. I still get a Sunday paper, but it's never been delivered by like a young person.
No.
Yeah, people.
Like older person delivers it? Well, they can't find young people.
Exactly. Who wants to ride on their bike and throw the newspapers?
Yeah, back in my day.
Yeah. I used to love, one of my favorite Sunday things has always been, get up in the morning and
put your bunny slippers on.
Put my bunny slippers and my cozy robe, the coffee, and to read the newspaper. There's nothing more relaxing than a Sunday.
Well, you said you subscribe to a couple of newspapers.
I still get the New York Times on Sundays.
And now, okay, here's what I always wondered. We live in Chicago. You're reading the New York Times.
Yeah.
Obviously, you get some value out of that. But
actually, more than you think.
Yeah.
There's a lot of local stories in the New York Times.
In the New York Times.
Yes.
They have kind of a Midwest edition, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So, in fact, it seems like every time I read the Sunday New York Times, I find a story that I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I get story ideas from there.
Yeah, that's great. I remember being in college and having a professor talk about how newspapers are going to, go through a transition in the future. A lot of people will be reading the news on a tablet, but you're always going to have that paper, in front of you, because people are always going to want to have that every day when they sit down and they're like,
the digital, not so much.
Yeah, good thing you weren't in the forecasting department there, Professor.
I will say this, though. When it comes to reading, I do like the hard copy. So I have a Kindle, which I bought, and it's great when you go on vacation. It's small, and if you're sitting outside, the sun doesn't, reflect. That's the great thing about a Kindle. But I like to read, books, and if I have the option of picking up my Kindle or the hard copy book, I am going to go for the hard copy
book every single time.
Yeah. I just prefer it because you don't have to do this. And then the other thing is my Kindle print is so large that I barely get 2 paragraphs on it.
Yeah, so what you're saying is you're doing this a lot.
I'm doing way too much. Give me the book.
So if you see Sylvia at the beach, she'll have the Kindle with the glasses and the big, I'm picturing you in a big floppy straw hat.
That's right, prevent that sun from hitting you.
And in the library, you've got the book.
I've got the book. I've got the book. The library, when's the last time you keep bringing all this stuff up? We're talking paper boys and libraries.
Next time I call you, I'll call you from a phone booth. One Illinois mother is a whole lot richer thanks to the Illinois lottery and the date her kids were born on. She used those birthdays as winning numbers for the lucky day lotto jackpot. It was her lucky day. It was worth $800,000. The mother, Jenny, matched all 5 numbers back on March 13th, and she'll use the money to help put her little pups through college.
Good for her. And speaking of the library, I kind of do miss going to the library. That was so relaxing, wasn't it?
It was. It was always very quiet.
Yeah, you remember when you had to go do research?
Yeah.
You had to do the fish. Exactly. Oh, Mark, we're going down a road that a lot of people are not
The Dewey Decimal System forever.
Okay, quick.
I don't know what any numbers are in the Dewey Decimal. I'll give you these numbers. Temperatures in the 40s right now. Daytime highs in the 60s, 70s tomorrow.
All right, that's going to do it for us on our 8 o'clock hour. But please join us back here for our digital show, Chicago Live. That's happening at 10 a.m. We have a lot of fun stuff planned for that. So we hope we see you, Fox Local and Fox32Chicago.com. In the meantime, have a great day, everyone. Get out and enjoy it.